If there's anything we can guarantee about your life, it is at some point you're going to feel overwhelmed. At some point in your life, for whatever the reasons, there's going to be more for you to do than you can possibly handle. It's perfectly okay that you end up with more to do than you have time to do. It's not okay if that's a permanent position. Overwhelm is basically an emotion, not a fact. And if we understand that overwhelm is a feeling, then we can decide to have a different feeling about it. We can respond differently to the stimulus. So the overwhelm, the unending list of things that need to be done and need to be done right now, is the stimulus, and our response to it can be different to what most people normally do. So let's have a look at what I think are the 7 keys to dealing with overwhelm. The first thing to understand is that 80% of our overwhelm is going to come from 20% of what's going on in our life. So it sometimes helps to find what is the one key thing which, if I took care of that, would take away 80% of the grief and the drama about what's going on at the moment and give you some time to handle what's going on. In my experience, if I look with a client for long enough, we will find that thing, find a way to take care of it. There's a myriad of those, and that gives us a break. Because what we need with overwhelm, more than anything else, is a break from the onslaught. It's very difficult to think strategically when there's a zillion things going on all at once, when we just need to get away so we can think a bit, but there's no chance of getting away. So my first strategy is to take my clients to, okay, is there that one big one that we can handle front on? Maybe with some, powerful, dramatic moves, but nevertheless necessary. Number 2 thing to look at in terms of a process is, okay, are there boundaries that have been crossed? It's a pretty normal thing for somebody who's feeling overwhelmed to be doing things that they shouldn't be doing because they were unable to say no about picking up the responsibility of that. Where are the boundaries being pushed as far as you're concerned? Have a look at that, because inevitably, if you're overwhelmed, there are doubtless some boundaries that need to be kind of re-established, and that means a bit of pushback. Number 3 on my list is to challenge perfectionism. Most of us are being taught that we need to get things not just right, but we need to dot the I's, cross the T's, and get it perfect. So we could challenge that. We could say there are a lot of occasions where 80% would get us there, and that would save us 20% of the time or the effort that goes into that. So perhaps it's time to challenge perfectionism. That's number 3 on my list. Number 4, look at your list and ask yourself, is there stuff that I can delegate? Is there stuff that I can outsource? Can I get someone else to do this? Because overwhelm usually is created by a lack of time. So if we can pay someone to clean our pool, pay someone to mow our lawn, pay somebody to clean our house, pay someone to come to our work and do some of the work that we do, then what we're doing is we're buying time. We're using money to get somebody to do something that otherwise we would have to put the time into. Number 5 on the list is challenge multitasking. It's a fallacy to think that you can change your focus from one thing to another rapidly and be effective on any of them. Find something that needs doing, block everything out, go for that, nail it, get it done well, and move on quickly. Next thing, challenge your feelings. Because you're feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean you can't cope. Because you're feeling angry doesn't mean that you have to be angry. Because you're feeling sad doesn't mean you have to lose it. So challenge what you're feeling and ask yourself, is that feeling appropriate? Is that feeling relevant to the triggers and the circumstances? And can I change that feeling for something better? And then number 7, most important of all, how do you revitalize? How do you refresh? How do you renew? How do you make yourself new again? What activities work for you in terms of lifting your spirit? Challenge your time allocation in such a way that you regularly get into your diary significant periods of time where you are doing activities that uplift your spirit, because from that, you'll wellspring into and avalanche onto your task and achieve them in a whole lot better way than the way that you are at the moment.